And so it's talking about the ratios and the function of fats and heats and acids and salts, and when you add salt to something and what brings out of flavor. And the premise of that book, according to the woman who wrote it, is that you understand what cooking is about and why you have, recipes are just based on that, essentially. That's handed down, and it becomes a point where instead of going to the source and going, what is this recipe about? You're going, oh, it says this, I must do this. But you're not understanding why you're doing it. So that's what I want you guys to take away from this, is understand what's going on and make your own recipes. So cooking from scratch, basically, is what we're doing.
How long would you wait before you made a decision on how you went?
Oh, I went
to a test
fully grey, like fully this colour, or that colour over there.
But it depends on the season and how much rain you've had.
Yeah, this will be probably
2 weeks, it could be a month,
probably
6
3
weeks.
days with the sun orientation. If it's around the back, probably longer. If it's a really wet season where there's a lot of moisture in the air, it's hard for the moisture to leave the clay, so longer.
So this layer would definitely be less, faster to dry than the
Way
first
faster.
layer.
Yeah. The first layer can be, hours in the house you've seen, it's only just drying, and that's been a month, a calendar month.
I was going to say, I thought maybe you're vegetarian.
I'm vegan. I am vegan. Yeah, I am. But I would, if it went to the point where I have to be self-reliable, the only reason I went vegan is because I don't like the industrialization of it all. I think it's fucking disgusting, like how they're industrial. But I would 100%, I have mad respect. And if I was to eat meat, I'll go hunting.
Like these guys, $2,000 for these. You ever see them for less than that? That Lorena stove is something that kind of came up with a name to show. So that's as simple as it can get in your fire heater. If you want, you can have a rerouting system through a steel box or stainless steel box on the side, also integrated with clay and bricks. So you can make an oven if you want. So you can make a very rudimentary fire.
Through testament, they all start slipping, jump out the doors.
Living in amongst nature, and you're just doing it so damn well. I guess it's the dream for me. This is my end goal. This is what I want to be living like, and I'm so cool to be able to see it. And, actually physically see it and be amongst it all. And so much appreciation. Thank you guys so much.
I lift this by you. Apart from our physical bodies, but in the end, they are too. All part of the bigger piece. Like the birds.
Fuck me.
So listen. Listen to the divine. The guidance, it isn't you, it isn't me.
A lot of those branches are high in tannins and bacterias and resins and stuff that they need to keep their gut healthy, so that's why we don't drench our goats.
Oh, cool.
Because we feed them charcoal and stuff as well. And,
Yeah.
but they're the main accumulators of the compost space, so a lot of basically we harvest all the branches from the roadsides, the food forest, the market garden, Syntropy lines, take them to the goats. They get a big kind of salad mix at the end of the day with faux and whatever, all sorts.
Yeah.
Mahue, willow, whatever their palate can hold, and then they strip the bark and the foliage of those and then we stack the branches out the next morning into a big pile, and then we chip those branches back into the stable. And we add, you know, all the decidual trees, for example, in the nursery area. We rake all that stuff up and throw all that in the goat stable. They come in, they mimmy in that, they shit in that, they break it all down, they mix all that compost up for us, and every 6 weeks we come in with the forks on the John Deere and we pick all that that compost up, and then it sits in piles that we make, and they sit there for another 2 months, I think, maybe sometimes longer. And then by that stage it's compost.
Yeah, it's just getting black gold.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Mati does all the biodynamic preparations and adds all the different biodynamic things and puts it all things through the compost. And
So you add on with the biodynamic preparations onto what the goats deliver to you?
yeah, we just put little nuggets of that into throughout the, often one in each corner, then one in the centre.
Yeah,
And we just rotate that.
yeah,
It just brings that kind of spiritual,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, holistic.
spherical kind
Yeah,
of kaupapa into the equation. And
yeah. But would you add like grass clippings and other things to it, or do you just keep it mainly like what the goats sort of produce, or like what's out of their stable? Do you keep it like purely that?
yeah, we generally don't. Sometimes we mow the paddocks. Obviously not in winter because the production of grass is less.
Yes.
But when we do mow, we'll go out and we'll rake up a lot of the grass, and we bring that in wool sacks, and we'll throw that in. We'll throw a layer in every afternoon for as long as that lasts. And there's just so much foliage that comes off a farm like this that
yeah.
you're always,
With
you
all
know,
these trees,
all these trees. There's just so much
lots of
nitrogen and carbon that's entering that goat stable every day. So yeah, I suppose that's some of the deeper practices that we might have over a lot of other farms, because they bring in a lot of their compost, and often it's sterilised and there's not much in it. It's not really organic,
Yes.
you know. A lot of it's just wood chip.
Yeah. And yeah, it sounds like that the goats really like serve you absolutely well in that way, like that they really like chew up all what you sort of deliver to them and what your system produces.
Kia ora, bro. Haere. Yeah, we get all our cheese from them, we get all our milk from them, we get meat from them when they're ready to go. They're just such a beautiful component to a farm. They eat all the blackberries, they clean all the roadsides, and they're just such beautiful animals, you know.
They are, yeah. I think a little bit, it's not as sort of like well known how beneficial they can really be if you implement them well into your system, into your cycle.
They're so trainable, you know. They're really tolerant, you know. They're real repetitive.
Yeah, very adaptable as well.
Totally. You generally have a mother one that you train on the lead, and then the rest of them generally follow the mother herd.
Yeah.
You know, and they're just really passive. They're such gentle creatures, and you know, they don't really buck you, they don't really bite you. Sometimes they do when you're milking them, you know, and stuff like this.
To chew stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
And I think looking at the sort of their natural terrain as well, where they come from, like they are very hardy beings. Like, you know, I think a lot of them are coming from the mountains, or like that's sort of where a lot of goats are, like in the mountains and on the steep terrain, and eating like anything to survive pretty much. So I think really key to a lot of for a lot of things.
Yeah, they're like I suppose what's coming up to me, they're like really resistant. They're like adaptogens.
Yeah.
And your immune system, we have certain foods that we take that help us adapt to certain stresses and stuff, and goats are like that in nature, really.
Yeah.